Welcome on in, ladies and gerbils. Welcome on in to another edition of From the Bleachers Sports Show. And this is Cleanpin on From the Bleachers Sports Show, and I hope everything's going well for you guys. Cleanpin is not a live, but not live. Usually I've been wanting to stream this. I'm probably going to be streaming a fantasy draft for football tonight. So I wanted to go that route with the fantasy draft as opposed to Cleanpin. But I look to do Cleanpin live next week, and we're also going to have it available in an audio version. I do have it set up. I just need to be streaming live. That way I could do it in an audio version. If that makes sense. So yeah, we talk about wrestling. We talk about NWA. We talk about we talk about AEW, WWE. Everything and anything here that is wrestling related. So where do we begin? And first of all, I hope that you could like this video, maybe even share it, right? Why not? Helps your buddy, old pal out. So, kind of in no particular order, we're just gonna jump around here. Seen something on No DQ, which is a website here. They made a rumor speculating that it's speculated as to saying that Retribution will no longer, it will be just on the Raw brand, and it will not be on the SmackDown brand. And that, if that is correct, that just kind of goes, that kind of just goes along my premise or my thought process, in which I thought that, if you notice, now I don't know if anyone has said the same thing here. That's, but if you look at it, think about it. Retribution, besides NXT, I don't think they've been on NXT. That's, but Retribution has attacked SmackDown. They have attacked Raw, but have they attacked Raw on the ground? Why haven't they attacked Raw on the ground? And I said it before in another video, and I'll say it again. And I think with this, just if this plays out to fruition, that Retribution will be only on Raw. I mean, I think you just at that point, just really not rocket scientists, just gotta put your the detective hat on, and you'll figure it out fairly quickly. And that is that this is all in anticipation for Survivor Series. Yes, I know Survivor Series is in November, but if you've been noticing, especially in the COVID era here, WWE has liked, has been extending their storylines, dragging them out a little bit. So there you go. Retribution doesn't attacks everywhere but Raw Underground. Who's in charge of Raw Underground? Shane McMahon. Boom, there you have it. Shane McMahon, in charge of Raw Underground and Retribution. He leads Retribution against NXT and Triple H, which leads into SmackDown and Stephanie. If you recall, I believe you started to slowly see Stephanie McMahon on SmackDown. Hence, slightly reintroduced to her when you had the woman's contract signing from about a month or so ago. And there you have it. So what everyone is theorizing, and just again very quickly again, because I think I even mentioned this on a prior episode. What everyone is theorizing again is that Retribution is certain members, mostly from NXT, and you even heard Carmella's name being thrown out there, who's SmackDown last I checked. That it's their names. Dijakovic, Theo Madden, whatever it is, whoever it is, rather, I think you've got to kind of make this unveiling now. You could, as much as repetitiveness as it's going to be, in the sense of, you just, if you're going to extend this storyline, you're going to have to be creative somehow. And because right now they've been doing pretty much the same thing over and over again, week in and week out. So you have to keep things fresh. You got to do something differently, and you can't. You got to do the unveiling. You got to do the unveiling soon, because people are going to forget who is Dijakovic, who is Theo Madden. Names like this, which I don't even know, honestly, if everyone is truly familiar with them. Maybe a Dijakovic at best case. And are you familiar with anyone else, really? Whatever the case may be, you have to do something. And especially if these are names that are not up there as far as name recognition, somewhat named recognizable, you have to kind of strike while the iron is hot and make sure these names aren't forgotten, because then, well, I think this whole Retribution thing already goes up, goes over like a fart in church. You could even argue that if they're in fact Raw exclusiveness, well, why then you really got a lot of explaining to do if in fact we find out who the leader of Retribution is, if the leader of Retribution is in fact Shane McMahon, well, we need some explaining to do. We need some explaining fairly quickly. You know, but that's, you know, the whole Retribution thing, and you get, I get it. You have to watch it play out, but you know, we gotta do something here. We gotta do something. There was some talk going back to the Payback pay-per-view. There was a segment where people were up in arms about there was a part there on a promo, Matt Riddle. Yeah, so Matt Riddle's having a match with Baron Corbin. Before that, there is a backstage kind of interviewer with Matt Riddle. So Matt Riddle cuts his promo, you know, nothing skating about it. But then the interviewer references how, you know, Baron Corbin said that Riddle's going to be a failure in the ring, much like he's a failure at home. And the interviewer brought that up, and automatically, you know, the internet is up in arms because they think it refers to the alleged rape that you know, involving Riddle. So I think here, listen, fans could think all they want, whatever they want, honestly. Fact of the matter is, you know, failure at home could mean, well, listen, maybe he's a failure at home because he doesn't know how to cook, or maybe he doesn't know how to mow the lawn, or whatever the case may be. They did not say that they didn't, you know, a lot of people are assuming that's what they meant, but, you know, it never came out of the WWE's mouth. So you can't just, you know, you're putting their words in their mouth there. So with a publicly traded company, okay, like a publicly traded company like the WWE is, and you know, Triple H has said this before in numerous conference calls, that they take all allegations seriously. They assume that all allegations are true, and then they do their investigation work on it. So even if WWE was going that route, which I don't think they would. Remember, they didn't say anything about rape. They said he was a failure at home. That could be, you know, failure at putting together IKEA furniture. So, you know, the fans, the internet is assuming things. A Riddle, you know, I could be wrong, but based on what Triple H has said, what he has said, Riddle would not be on TV if, you know, if the allegations, Riddle wouldn't be on TV unless a WWE did their homework. So if WWE did not do their homework, I don't think you would see Matt Riddle on TV. So, did I phrase that right? Point being is that I think WWE investigates everything. And there is something that, you know, maybe if there was something to be aware of, I don't think he would have Matt Riddle on TV. So, you know, again, the internet fans are just assuming something when nothing was said from the mouth of, you know, WWE and Baron Corbin directly. Though I will tell you sometimes, you know, Baron Corbin promos, he tries to make them shocking sometimes, just for the heck of trying to sound shocking, if you know what I mean. Like, it really, you know, yeah, like it's just, to me, like, he just says it because he doesn't know what else to say. It's not like he does it in a creative way kind of deal, you know. I don't know. That's just me. You know, Matt Hardy explains why he has not used, in an interview with Chris Van Vliet, why he does not use the broken character. And he does not use the broken character, he said, because there's no, up until, there's no audience. There's, it's still, relatively speaking, there is no crowd. There is no crowd audience. So that character is more of a character that is geared towards there being an audience in the arena. And I agree with that. You know, I think you know, and this is me just, you know, watching, just my opinion of watching wrestling for years. Wrestlers, you know, they look to feed off of an audience. That's how, you know, based on feeding off of audiences and bouncing off of audiences, that's how, you know, catchphrases come about. You know, like what, for example? It's interaction. It's true. It's true. It's damn true. Crowd interaction. And, you know, the Matt Hardy, you know, broken character has certain words or phrases. There's pronunciation of, you know, words and phrases is meant to for the crowd to, you know, give a reaction, for the crowd to, you know, to pop, for the crowd to laugh, for the crowd to cheer. Vanguard 1, when it comes floating in to the arena, makes its presence, and I don't know if Vanguard 1 is a free agent. I don't think so. I think he has a contract too. Vanguard 1 is meant to garner a reaction. And when there is no crowd, you know, there is no reaction. So after a while, you know, like I think what could be said after a while, if after a while, if you're out there and week in and week out and doing the same type of mannerisms, it just doesn't have that same effect. I think, you know, I think there are certain mannerisms and reactions and things that you do, which is for a crowd audience, and there's certain things that you do for, you know, for a TV audience only. So I think he's just trying to, you know, preserve that character and not make it stale for when, you know, the audience does come back. So I could see his reasoning why he's kind of put the broken character on the side here. Hope you guys are doing well. If you like what you're hearing, you know, subscribe. I do have other channels. GRES, GRES, which is, you know, a vlog. I go to famous places, filming locations, you know, murder scenes, former homes, talk about TV and all that good stuff. So you can subscribe there as well. And you know, if you look at the other content on this channel, it's you know, sports. So give it a subscribe as well, please. Thank you. Talk about Brock Lesnar. There was talk, well, not there is talk. Brock Lesnar is a free agent. You know, the rumblings kind of came down through the grapevine when all of Lesnar's merchandise supposedly was pulled down from WWE.com, and kind of where they, I guess, left it off is there were talks between Lesnar and WWE. Kind of hit a impasse where everyone has taken a step back, and it looks like both sides, you know, when Brock wants to return, Brock will contact them, and if WWE wants Brock back again for something, they will contact him again. That's how I understood it. You know, so everyone is speculating. Listen, yes, he is a free agent, but you know, as much as Khan has money, see, Brock Lesnar to me, and this is just my hunch, just my 2 cents. See, Brock Lesnar to me seems to be a guy where you really need to earn his trust. And then we know once you earn his trust, it's you know, even then you gotta be careful. But this guy's a beast of a man. You gotta earn his trust. I think Brock Lesnar, or Vince McMahon rather, has earned Brock's trust. Although Mr. Khan has money, remember, I think it's Tony Khan has money. Let's not get it twisted. But I don't think. I think his pops is the one that has all this money. So even if the WWE was making, rather, even if AEW were to make a run at Brock Lesnar, I think at this point in his life, Brock Lesnar could honestly just not do anything. He could sit home if he wants. Why can't he sit home? So he doesn't need to be doing this. And even if Tony Khan's pops threw in all the money to get Brock Lesnar, I don't think Brock Lesnar trusts the Khans. I don't think it's about money at this point. And he might be like, hey, I could just picture Brock, not even like really even like, maybe he watches WWE, but I don't think he watches. I don't think you're finding Brock Lesnar watching AEW. So I don't think Brock Lesnar would go to AEW, even if the Khans did offer him something. I don't think it's about money at this point. I don't think it's about, you know, and I don't think even Brock knows the product. And who would be out there that, you know, would really who would Brock really want to fight? Kenny Omega? Come on now. Come on. Can't see it happening. You know, now you can't deny that, listen, Brock Lesnar is a draw. He's a draw. People watch. But, well, but in the day and age where we are now, okay, and, you know, COVID plays a part, and who knows what's going to happen, where a lot of people, what if let's say, for whatever reason, you're AEW, and for whatever reason, Brock Lesnar, let's say, accepts. The return on the investment on AEW's end, would a lot of people be buying the pay-per-views to see Brock Lesnar at this point? Would it make that much of a difference? Yeah, I'm sure there will be a swing, you know, maybe the first two pay-per-views. Maybe, just out of curiosity to see, you know, what's Brock's feel like in the AEW going to be like. But after that, like, I think, to me anyway, I think the people that are going to be paying for pay-per-view, at this point, you already have your diehards that are always going to buy every pay-per-view. But attracting new people to buy pay-per-views in the COVID era, I don't know. And when it's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of people have lost their jobs. I don't know if I'm stretching this out a little bit here, I'm going to be overthinking it, but I just don't know how it would translate into where it would make that much sense for AEW, especially if they're just, you know, fairly new, you know, into the game. Now, as far as Brock Lesnar going to UFC, I don't know. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe there was news already that Brock has like officially retired from UFC. And I think, well, even if you might say, well, he could always unretire. I think, like, if I'm not mistaken, if he unretires, doesn't he have like a year suspension that he has to do? You know, so I'm not even fully sure about that. But, you know, Brock Lesnar has, you know, had diverticulitis. That's all types of fucked up. And he's already got made already millions at his age, 41, 42. Does Brock Lesnar really need to go back to UFC to face, you know, cats that are, you know, 25, 30 years old, 10 years, 15 younger than he is? Now, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Brock Lesnar cannot hold his own, because he definitely could. The man's a scary man. But why does he want to even get bothered being punched in the face at this point? He's good. He's good. He does not have to work for the rest of his life. Honestly. You know, that's, you know, what I feel. So I can't see UFC happening. You know, Vince McMahon loves Brock Lesnar. And I think, you know, Vince McMahon sees Brock Lesnar as a draw. And eventually, that deal will be done, and you will see Brock Lesnar back in the WWE. This has been part 1. Stick with me for part 2. Coming right up. Hope all is well, guys.